Ever since I was young, I always had a love for music. So when I heard about Rockin4Dollars, I had to check it out. To find out what keeps this unique event going, I talked to the organizer, BJ Downey, and others to find out what is Rockin4Dollars and where it all started.
Well, I used to live in Halifax. I lived in Halifax for 4 to 5 years. And then I moved to Calgary. And when I moved to Calgary, like I've been doing shows, started doing all age shows, I think 23 years ago. But when I moved to Calgary, I was just playing in a band, and then somebody said, hey, do you want to book this venue? And so I started booking this venue called Night Owl, and every Wednesday night we didn't have anything, with no programming. So they're like, what are we gonna do on Wednesday nights? So I had played Rockin4Dollars many times in Halifax. It's been going on there for like 16 years. And then I phoned up the people that put it on, Craig Hamlin and Adrian Broom in Halifax. I was like, hey, it's BJ, I'm booking a venue in Calgary now. Can we do Rockin4Dollars on Wednesday nights? And they're like, yeah, bud, go for it, absolutely. So we just did our 7th anniversary in February. So yeah, we've been doing it for 7 years now. Thankfully to Adrian and Craig in Halifax.
First night of 2 Wednesdays in a row of the Evil Edition. Round of applause for that.
BJ was doing it over at the Night Owl. A mutual friend had said that he was looking for a new venue, and he got BJ and I in contact, and then we brought it over here. Starting a new night is always terrifying. You never know how it's going to go. You don't know if people are going to show up, and it has completely blown it out of the water. The fact that we can get between 150 and 200 people out to stay here till 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night speaks volumes for itself.
So when we first started, it was a pretty grinding first year. So every Wednesday we'd be bagging bands to play. There'd be 20 to 30 people there every Wednesday for a year. So me and my friend Matt, who was my co-host at the time, were like, buddy, we might have to pull the plug on this. And that was 50 weeks of grinding really hard. 51st and 52nd week, we're like, wow, all of a sudden there was 50, 60 people there. And then we left that venue and came to this wonderful place, Broken City, and then it just home run, it was a grand slam, it just took off.
The word of mouth around this place built so fast. It's such an amazing community building event. On a regular basis, you can't not hear about Rockin4Dollars. If you are even peripherally involved in the local music scene as a performer, definitely as an audience member, my goodness, you will hear about this fine event.
So I mean, this is how it works. Throughout the week, or even weeks in advance, we sign up 8 to 10 bands to play a 15-minute set, and those bands show up. I explain the rules every single week for 7 years. I've screamed Calgary, Alberta into the microphone, and each band plays a 15-minute set. Broken City provides the back line. Then we do this hockey lineup after each band, and at the end of the night, each band spins to win anywhere from $200 to $1,000 and other insane prizes like tattoos and stuff. It's crazy.
It's such a welcoming room, and it's such a forgiving room that if you're a first-time band, it can be terrifying to get up on stage, but I've seen bands go up and they're super nervous, and the crowd is so forgiving and they cheer, and it kind of takes that edge of nervousness off when you're in front of a Rockin4Dollars crowd. And I think that's huge for a band that might get discouraged or get nervous in getting up on stage.
I think that that's the best part about Rockin4Dollars is any genre we welcome any genre. As long as you are a good person, it doesn't matter if it's your first show, if you just came out of the basement, it doesn't matter if you're a touring band, which we have lots of touring bands. You could be a band of any level in any genre, and you are welcome to come play our stage. That is the coolest part about Rockin4Dollars for sure.
Over the course of 2 Wednesdays, it became clear that Rockin4Dollars was much more than just live music. It's a place to express yourself, make new friends, and be a part of a welcoming community.
I know it's really important to the music scene. I think it's a really good place for people to meet. I've seen bands form. I've seen myself, like just meeting friends. You might see a band, especially outside of a genre, that you might not regularly go to that kind of show, and then all of a sudden they're a band that you're like, not gonna miss them. Like, they're so good.
I've been a local photographer in Calgary for over 10 years, and I've been taking photos here at Broken City for most of that time. And I just got in touch with DJ, wanted to come down and take some photos, and it ended up becoming a huge part of like my weekly routine and a big part of like my career. What I can contribute is showing that people are having a good time, that people are able to express themselves any ways they want, and this is just a great way for people to come and get little bits of exposure. And I love like adding to this great community.
I didn't think it would get this big. Now it's kind of like, Calgary has one of the most amazing music scenes I've ever seen. Like, I've lived in multiple major cities in Canada and played in bands and toured all over. And Calgary has probably the best and most inviting music scene that I've seen in this country. But I never thought what we're doing now on Wednesday nights would get this big. Like, there's just, what is happening right now is like in the best music scene that I've ever seen. Rockin4Dollar is like its own scene within the music scene. I've never seen that anywhere. But what we do on Wednesday nights when everybody has to work, you know, every Thursday is absolutely nuts. And it's not all thanks to me. It's like, it's a community that we've built up over 7 years. And I mean, you've witnessed it. It's something, it's magical.
The greatest venue on planet Earth, and Rockin4Dollar is the greatest night of the week ever.
Is like truly the best Wednesday night you can have.
My goodness, friends, don't hesitate to sign up for Rockin4Dollars.